Okay, everybody. Sorry, I went live just as I started to chop on some food. Brutal. Okay. Very bad form. All right, so let me fire off an invite to Bobby. And we'll almost be off to the races. Okay. Link set. Texting him as such. Where is he? Where are you? Oh. Okay. Link set. All right. It's up and running. That's right. And there's Bobby. And we are up and running.
What's up, guys?
We are almost up and running. There he is.
Yep.
What's going on?
How's it going?
So we're gonna get through. We're gonna do the baseball. You know, big slate, whatever it is. But I definitely want to play some Monkey Knife Fight.
All right.
So I have
Monkey
that.
Our sponsor, use the code TrueDFS right now to double your money when your deposit.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
Dude, that was quick. So Jason Bay took about 5 seconds before he gets blocked. Ready?
It's gonna be this again.
All right. Bye.
Yeah. It's the one of the what's it called, guys?
No, he said, shit, you got to get on the weight train. You're looking frail. Kidding me? You know how hard it took me to get down these.
Maybe he was complimenting you. I don't know.
No.
Look, it's the reverse now. Now I'm the one trying to sell the other side of it, and you're the one on the negative side of it.
Well,
Dude,
too late.
I think it's awesome. I think it's incredible. Try to tell somebody else to try to lose that much weight.
Too late. Already blocked.
All right. Well, let's figure out what we're doing, huh?
Yes, I want to spend as little time as possible because I am extremely embarrassed by what I'm doing.
Really? Okay. You decided to get real crazy with it?
No, the opposite.
I don't care, man, because I'm sort of with you.
You know what I'm doing? I'm embarrassed to even say. It's like the equivalent of me playing Mike Davis. And I don't want to play Mike Davis. I'm playing freaking Chris Sale. I'm playing the Red Sox. And I'm playing the Rockies.
Look, I don't disagree with that, though. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you're wrong. There are very few times where on slates this size I lock into one stack. It's actually Boston for me more than Colorado, but it's pretty rare I just don't do it. It's just not the way that I tend to do things, and I am extremely locked in to these stacks.
So here's where I am. I'm just gonna come out and say it. So I have 57% Chris Sale. I'm pitching in my 3 big lineups, and those are the ones that I care about because these are the ones I actually made decisions on, right? Aside from just like my numbers. So I have Chris Sale in all 3, and I have 3 different SP2s in all 3 of them, and that's kind of by design. I have Walker Buehler in one of them. I have Logan Webb in the other one, and I have Brady Singer in the third. So I have Sale, Buehler, Sale, Webb, Sale, Singer. I have probably about 50% of, close to 50% Colorado, close to 50% Boston. And obviously, a slate can't go by without me having a carload of the Angels. So I got Red Sox, I got Colorado, I got Angels. I have a sliver of the White Sox, and I have some Washington on DraftKings. I do have a full 25% of Soto throughout DraftKings, even outside of the presence of stacks. And my one, and I do have a sliver, as I said I would, of Alexi. At 50, I have actually a sliver at 13% of him. Have like 10% Morton. I have one lineup with with the unspeakable one with the Patrick Naughton Got one of him. Just spreading out a little bit there, but it's basically Sale and then Webb, Singer, and Buehler.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with any of that stuff personally, so I don't think there's anything wrong with any of that. I have a. Let me just make sure I've got this right here. Yeah, I have. I'm not as high on Sale as everybody else is, as you know, but I do have 25% of him on DraftKings, but I have 35% of Buehler. I've got 20% Woodruff. I have 30% Wheeler. And what I don't understand is why no one's playing Charlie Morton. I just can't figure it out. I really don't understand it.
Yeah, I got some. I mean,
but he looks every bit as good as reasonable as these other guys. He's my number one pitcher on FanDuel. I guess Buehler would be the second. Actually, Buehler and him are the only two I'm using on FanDuel. But I am so heavily on the Red Sox. My teams are I'm on the Red Sox, Twins, and Rockies. And the Rockies more as fillers. What I'm doing with my Red Sox is I'm playing a ton of Schwarber and Devers, especially play the lefties. Schwarber especially will be low owned considering the size of the stack. Get some Vasquez at catcher because it's easy to go up to Diaz, who's the obvious one, but just to use a little bit differentiate your stack, I like that. With your Rockies, play Hilliard. Like I have a thing set here where I'm just making sure I play Hilliard and leaving 300 on the table rather than playing Hampson. Now I do have a good amount of Hampson also, but most of those lineups have Hilliard in them.
So that's really sharp, by the way.
That's what I'm trying.
I just, I love doing that. If is to just have is to leave that extra money on the table. It's baseball. Who's to say this Hampson's going to just get outscore Hilliard? You know what I mean? Who's to say?
Right. And one guy's going to have 10 times the ownership of the other guy, and the other guy's the better hitter.
And leaving the 300 or whatever it is on the table makes it more unique anyway. So
yep. And by the way, Hilliard has a far lower pinch hit risk starting a game off against a lefty than Hampson does starting a game off against a lefty if they bring a righty in.
That's pretty.
So that's
correct.
But I'm messing around a little bit with some stuff because there's so much value in the outfield that I'm not like just valued for the sake of having value. Like I actually like the value. So I'm going to make sure to the guys like Iglesias who are in my lineups who are going to be lower owned. I'm trying to get those guys out right now and just get rid of some of my mid-tier non-Red Sox outfielders. All over the place. I also think the Red Sox end up lower owned on FanDuel because their prices, especially like Schwarber at 4K is in my main build on FanDuel. Whereas people would play JD at 4K or Renfroe at 36 or Kike at 36. I'll take Schwarber. Just because I need to get different somehow if I'm going to be playing these lineups. And yeah, I feel pretty solid about, doing this. I'm not saying everything. There's obviously no guarantees in this thing, but I feel good with my lineups the way they are right now, and I don't really plan on messing around with them a ton.
I have two pitchers on FanDuel. I have 75% Sale and 25% Singer. Those are my.
That makes sense to me.
Those are my pitchers over there. I know in my earlier thing I said I like Singer that much. Singer the best, but whatever it is, I've come around on Sale. Can I tell you? And over on FanDuel, I actually have a lot more Washington than I do on DraftKings. I don't have as much Colorado over there as I do on DraftKings. So I have Washington a lot more. I still have, the Angels. And then I have, like you said, Boston. A good amount of Boston over there. The one team that I don't have that you're going to have a lot of. Well, I would imagine you already mentioned it. That I'm totally under on, and I know that it's the wrong idea. I really like Minnesota. I'm just not quite there yet. But I think I think that's a really good idea.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I decided to go with is the Minnesota side of things. I'm still most heavy on Boston and Colorado, and they're all going to be combo stacked. But I do have a Minnesota and White Sox. I do think the White Sox are a team that could break through tonight. But I really think there's so many ways you can get different, especially with the Boston stack. I mean, Schwarber alone on DraftKings, just because look, they have 4 outfielders that are all viable. How is he going to get owned, especially with the value that's out there also? And I actually think Boston, I'll just be double the weight on all the guys I like, and I'll be significantly way over the weight on the Schwarber, Devers, all those guys. So that's what I'm doing. For better or worse.
All right, you want to have some fun?
Sure.
Okay. So we're going to do more or less 3x, more or less 5x. We're going to fire. All right, so first one up here, we have, you got to get 2 out of 2. We need to get Woodruff plus or minus 6.5 strikeouts and Sale plus or minus 6.5 strikeouts. We got to get both of them right. You have a strong opinion?
I think Woodruff has a better chance at it.
No, it's not one over the other. Yeah, we got to get over under for both of them correct.
He may make me look foolish, but I'll just go with the last one. I'll take Sale to go under, Woodruff to go. It's really close, but that's a really
well. It's a tough, rough business. What can I tell you?
I never thought I'd be a day where I'd be saying Chris Sale wouldn't be striking out that many guys. But yeah, I think that I probably would go. I would actually lean towards the under on Sale and slightly towards the over on Woodruff, but I actually wouldn't mind flipping that either.
That's a nice little hedge, by the way, against all my Sale exposures to go under in this thing.
Yeah.
So let's do that. Let me just see something. Let's see, how do we put this in? Choose my buying amount, $20. And let's see. Submit. Very good. All right, next. Close. New game. Okay. Slates, I guess. Okay, here's a night game. So another two versus 2. You got to go 2 out of 2. Bueller, 5.5 strikeouts. Webb, 5.5 strikeouts.
Over. Those are actually 2 of the bets I actually like. I made those.
More. $20. Done. Boom.
Yeah, I really like those actually. I don't think those are like even debatable ones for me. Okay,
new game. Let's go back into the main slate again. Okay, here we go. We gotta, let's get a little fun. So instead of 2 by 2, let's do. We got 3x. No, let's do 5 times. We're gonna 5 times our money. So here's what we got. We got to get all 3 of these right. Oh, look at this. It's fantasy points. Morton, Woodruff, Wheeler, 17.5. That's it for these guys. I would say Wheeler and Woodruff over.
Wheeler is at what?
17.5 fantasy points.
Over.
Right. And what about Morton, 17.5 fantasy points?
Over.
So all 3 over. Let's do it.
Who's the other one?
Woodruff, 17.5 also.
Yeah, I actually think Woodruff is the one I like the least.
Yeah, but there's not ownership.
I get it.
Yeah. So we're gonna go $20.
St. Louis is going for their 17th straight win tonight. Isn't that crazy?
Are you serious?
Yeah. I mean, how nuts is that?
All right, so that's in. Boom. Submit. New game. Now let's go really for the throat here. Let's go for we're gonna go 8x for rapid fire. Let's see. Okay. No, that's 5x. That's for wimps. We're gonna go 9x. So we gotta get 4 out of 4. You ready? So we need. It's one versus the other, I think. So it's wow. So wait. You got to pick in 4 matchup categories. So you have Woodruff, Sale, and there's a bonus plus 5. Wait, what does this even mean? Well, oh, so check this out. Let's take this one in the middle. So hits and walks. Soto versus Lane Thomas. Hits and walks, but Lane Thomas gets 0.5.
Soto, say that one more time. Soto gets 0.5?
No, Thomas gets 0.5.
Oh. I'll take Soto still.
Yeah, we're going to take Soto also. So let's take him. And we'll get back to this. So pitching and strikeouts, you have Woodruff. Woodruff's getting a half from Sale.
I think Woodruff outscores Sale most likely.
Well, so then we take Woodruff plus the half.
Yeah.
Just for strikeouts only.
Yeah, makes sense.
Total bases. Jared Walsh or Hunter Renfroe, but Hunter Renfroe gets 0.5.
He gets 0.5 from Jared Walsh?
Yes.
Dude,
I'm telling you, we got to start betting on this site then if we're like so psyched about this. So we're going to go Renfroe then.
Well, I'm less psyched about the pitcher ones, but the hitter ones, I mean, you could just make that bet all the time and be good. I like Jared Walsh, don't get me wrong, but I love the value so much I can't even get Jared Walsh into a lineup.
Right.
Jared Walsh. I'm sorry. I was thinking Brandon Marsh for a minute. It's a little closer, but I still like Renfroe.
Now we got Wheeler. Whoa. Wheeler. Wait, this can't be. Wheeler Morton, but for strikeouts, but Wheeler gets 0.5.
That's pretty wild. That is actually really wild. Why is Wheeler getting 0.5? And if you believe anything like that, you should be playing Morton in like every lineup. And by the way, Morton is he's my number one pitcher on FanDuel, and he's starting on one of my big ones on DraftKings.
I mean, I'm pretty sure this is what this means.
Deciding to leave. I'm leaving the money on the table, not playing Sale specifically, so I can play Morton.
Yeah, we got Wheeler plus 0.5 strikeouts against Morton. I'll try it.
I have to admit, in all honesty, I have one Logan Webb, and I feel gross about it. So I might have to I'm not Logan Webb, one Brady Singer.
Why? Would you feel gross that you don't have more?
No, I just have no idea why I'm playing Brady Singer when I've got Logan Webb at 8,900 and all these low 9K guys. I actually not sure that Brady Singer's a better play than Ryu.
You could be right. And now we have to do this one right we do two more right for the throw. We're gonna do this one. 5 for 5. Okay, you ready? We gotta get 5 for 5 to 15 times our buy-in. How can we lose? Ready?
Okay.
So we have fantasy points. Castellanos or Abreu. And again, I'm not cheating. I'm not going to look at my projections or whatever. We're just going to do this by instinct. Castellanos, but Abreu gets 0.5.
I'll take Abreu anyway.
Absolutely. We got Votto and against Devers, but Devers gets 0.5. Dude, Votto's been hot, but no way. We're going to take 0.5 with Devers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Votto might have a bigger ceiling, but we don't care
I do like Devers. Well, I think they both have a monster ceiling.
Okay. And then we get Grandal versus Bogarts, but Bogarts gets 0.5. Dude, we got to just keep stacking these Boston guys, right?
I mean, I'm stacking Boston everywhere. I do like Grandal tonight for what it's worth, but I would still take Devers. I'm sorry, Bogarts.
Oh, and wait a minute. Something's going wrong here. We got JD Martinez against Bobby Dahlbeck, but JD gets 0.5.
He's been struggling, but I mean, come on. JD.
Right. And we get Renfroe against Arozarena, and Renfroe gets 0.5. We just got to keep stacking all the Bostons, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All right. Oh, and I wonder, by the way, this is what you're supposed to do, right? You're supposed to stack in these things too, I imagine, right?
I mean, it's logical. It makes you know. I mean, you.
I mean, if I need all 4 of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put this one for $20. So basically, we have all kinds of Red Sox exposure.
Yep.
All right, now let me look at one more. So there's one more total Hail Mary one. Let's see if that exists. New game. Let's get one from the late slate. Let's get another one from the late slate here. This is Tatis. Oh, okay, let's get one from the two from the late slate. Here's a nice old 2x2. This is with the Dodgers. Get a couple of Dodgers in here. So we have fantasy points. Betts versus Tatis, but Betts gets 0.5. Ooh, that's tough.
I'll take Betts.
Okay. Will Smith against Matt Olson, but Will Smith gets 0.5.
I'll take Will Smith. Well, that's a close one. I think Olsen is probably the right answer there. But I like Will Smith tonight, actually. So,
well, we're going to stack these guys.
You know, I'm a sucker for a catcher who was coming up and had to catch this guy. So
we're stacking.
That's what I'm doing.
All right, and the last one, because we still have $40 left, we got to empty the clip here. So we got another night game slate. Let's do like a 4x4. All right, so here we go. So we got Tatis versus Betts, same deal. So we're going to take Betts. Olsen versus Smith, we'll take Smith. So now we have Muncy versus Yaz, but Yaz gets 0.5.
Muncy.
We get Seager versus Crawford, but Crawford gets 0.5.
That one's closer. Seager.
Okay. So we'll go 20 there. Submit. And we'll save $20 for another day for when all these guys.
And the guys in chat just coming in saying, no, we're not just doing Monkey Knife Fight. We went through our plays, but if you have any questions or anything.
Sorry about that, guys.
No, it's fun, man. I'm into it. There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay. Well, you could do. We could look at my FanDuel lineup.
I'll tell you what I would really like doing. I would really like to get a lineup from Minnesota. I mean, the game starts in like an hour.
Okay.
Why can't we get a Minnesota lineup? Because I've got these guys everywhere, and I have no idea what the lineup.
Oh, you mean get a lineup that hasn't been released yet? You mean?
Yeah.
Oh.
That would make me feel a lot better. Yeah, it's weird today. I've never narrowed so much like on this big, and I'm just rotating these guys into different combinations and stuff. Yeah, the one thing that I may regret is I have 3 buy-ins over 500 or whatever, and not one of them has sale in it. I do have him in 2 buy-ins that are the 2 of the 250s. That's sort of like a little bit of a hedge. But playing a chalky sale without the same ceiling, in my opinion, that the other guys have, and it's not necessarily that he doesn't have the ceiling, that we just haven't seen anything like it. You know what I mean? He did throw.
I haven't seen it.
I mean, he hasn't come close to it, and he. You know, if this was a smaller slate, I would be talking about some of the. In fact, I do have some Orioles bats. I have some Severino. I have some Valleca, who's the minimum cost guy.
Well, you got to have Hayes, right?
I have a little bit of Hayes, but not much. Hayes, who seems to hit a home run off of him every time. I'm sure he doesn't actually, but it feels like he does.
Bobby Firestone is the great Hayes whisperer, though.
But I know, and the fact that you brought him up means now he's probably going to hit another one, and I'm just going to be sorry not to have him.
Good question, Timothy. Good question, Timothy. Is this the last big slate of the regular season?
No, there's no the rest of this week.
Oh, really? Every night?
Yeah. I forgot to answer Project Mayhem's question. Eddie Freeland? No, I think on this slate playing Freeland at home is kind of just crazy. Just play Alexi instead. I have one Alexi lineup.
Baseball schedule. Let me see. Takes forever. Tuesday, September 28th, a zillion games. Wednesday, tomorrow, a zillion games. Thursday, a zillion games. Let me see. Friday, a zillion games. Saturday, a zillion games. Sunday, a zillion games. Yeah, a zillion games every day.
Yeah. I mean, look, so I'm just going to read off some of my ownerships on DraftKings because it's pretty. So I have the one thing I have 30% Garver, 40% Diaz, and the rest is Severino and Vasquez and little Will Smith and Grandal in those stacks, but it's like 3 or 4%. I have Dahlbeck at 41%, Crone at 40%, and the rest is going to be Abreu or Muncy. I have Brendan Rodgers at 35%, La Stella at 11%, Iglesias at 15%. No, I'm sorry, Iglesias is at 20%. And my other one is going to be Polanco, but sometimes I have him at shortstop. Third base, Donaldson 20%, 50% Devers. The rest is going to be Moncada and McMahon. Shortstop, 35% Bogarts, 40% Story. The rest is going to be Tim Anderson or Seager. 27% Buxton, 37% Renfroe, 25% Rooker, 40% Hernandez, 40% JD, 35% Hilliard, which is just a good reminder to myself. And I'm glad I read these out loud, because what I'm going to do is make a few of the Hilliards, not just make them Hampsons, but make at least one of them Daza, who's also at the bottom of the lineup.
When you just for those of you that aren't here, that for those people that aren't here all the time, when you're quoting your percentages, that's based on just number of lineups, or is that money wise?
That's number of lineups, okay. But it's pretty much in line for money.
And let me ask you another question, if you wouldn't mind. So, yeah. How many lineups are you playing in the lottery tournament? Like, was it $15? How many are you playing in that?
20 in the $18.
20, okay.
And then
that's the one you have the most lineups in, I presume, right?
Yeah, 4 in the 250.
Okay.
2 in the 777, and then the 121 and all that, et cetera.
Okay.
Et cetera.
Okay.
And the way the big ones break out, I've got out of, let's say, the over $100 lineups, out of, I believe it's 8 lineups, I have Wheeler in 3, I have Sale in 2, I have Bueller in 3, I have Morton in 4. 3. I have Woodruff in just 2, and I've got Alexi in 1, and I've got Webb in 1. I still feel weird about not the Webb. So Webb I've gotten 5 of the 10. 5 of the 10, 4 of the 8, depending on, I guess counting both sites, 5 of the 10 technically. No, 4 of the 10 technically. The Singer thing just feels fishy, but I don't mind taking one shot there against a Cleveland team that struggles. I actually think that if I, I really considered making a Cleveland stack here. I mean, this guy gave up 5 home runs 2 starts ago in a game. How many pitchers have given up 5 home runs in a game over the last couple of years? It just doesn't happen.
I have a couple of Clevelands, not 5 man, but I have a couple of I have a little exposure in there.
Mm-hmm. All right, good luck, Project Mayhem, with the Freeland play. I'm just telling you, there's a thing about getting value, and he's been good enough at limiting damage. He's pitching against a team that strikes out almost never against lefties. He's pitching against a team with the second highest run total on the slate. He's pitching in Coors Field, obviously. And there are other guys in his price range that I think make more sense. But I am not going to say, if you really believe it, I want you to go for it. But what's a good number for you? Because, he's going to have to hit a number. You can't, it's not the night where a 5,700 guy, you want 12 fantasy points out of him. You want 20. Because I can get 20 from, one of the Alexi-ish type guys. Actually, it's really just Alexi, I guess. But he's put up over 20 in 2 out of his 4 starts, So that I think you just have to ask yourself, what are you trying to get from there? But if it's a small buy in large field, why not get creative with it? Go ahead. I don't see the upside unless he somehow just people are hitting line drives right at people whenever they're in play. But yeah, it's a nice big slate. There are different ways to go. I'm stuck in on my 3 main stacks here, being Minnesota, the Boston especially. I have Boston. There's only one lineup I have that doesn't have a Boston player. So if they go down, I'm going down with them. And some of the value I talked about, Max Schrock, Brent Rooker, Hilliard, Hampson, Daza, all these guys are extremely viable and are very, very cheap. Brandon Marsh, another one.
Yeah, no, definitely like Marsh, obviously. He's on the Angels.
He's on the Angels. Anybody on the Angels is going to be cheap as a fan.
And meanwhile, you know who else on the Angels? The freaking MVPs on the Angels. So there.
Who's that?
Isn't Ohtani MVP?
Yeah, I think so still. But I actually think it got closer, I think, a little bit than people thought it was going to.
Well, who's coming?
Well, I mean, he's been horrible. And Vladimir Guerrero is
right.
Right there. But I mean, it's over. He had it locked up a while ago. It just got a little bit closer because of how bad he was. And honestly, if it would have gotten up to if Guerrero would have gotten one of those crazy tears and he got to 60 home runs or something, then maybe it would have been a chance.
I like to answer his question, I like Sale but I don't think Sale's like just like a lock on FanDuel. I don't know why I have so much of him. Singer, I like paying cheap. I like Woodruff. Boy, oh boy. I mean, I'm so concentrated, and according to my numbers, it should be a lot much more spread out. Maybe I got to do something about that. So Sale, Singer, Woodruff, Webb, Morton, Bueller. I like all of them. I mean, honestly.
Yeah. Top pitchers. We have different top pitchers. You like Sale a lot in FanDuel. I'm going with Morton and Bueller as my main two. I actually think I might want to get Sale into one more lineup, just because I feel like there is the upside, is the truth. Like, especially against, I mean, yeah, maybe he doesn't get all the strikeouts, but he could have some innings that are like, he could have those 8-pitch innings against this Baltimore team. Maybe work through the game quicker, which would allow him to open up some more strikeouts as the game moved on. So yeah, I can get behind Sale for sure.
Any San Fran or Cincy Project Mayhem is asking?
I have Max Schrock, and I like Joey Votto. I'm just not playing much of him, but I do like him.
Listen. I will tell all of you guys this, by the way, and Bobby could deny this all he wants. I'll just put it to you this way: if at any time between now and the end of the season, Bobby likes San Francisco, you better play him. Okay.
I love San Francisco tonight. I'm not able to get there.
It's going to take every bit of Bobby's willpower to force himself to play San Francisco if he really wants to. So if he really likes San Francisco, I promise you they're a lock. I promise you they're a lock. And likewise, if he wants to stack against like some Dodger pitcher in the next like week, believe me, they're getting there. Okay, because there's no possible way that he's going to be doing that. Unless it's stone lock, I promise you.
Look, you could say we say that all we want, but I mean, there's no team I've been putting more money on lately than San Francisco. I mean, they were in quarters, but so I'm more than happy to give up my team to play those guys sometimes. You know, I'm not as married to it as all that, so I don't think it's as much as of a lock as you're saying, but I'll accept it.
It's a lock. St. Louis is on fire and pretty cheap. Yes, yeah. I mean, like if people play Woodruff and they lose to St. Louis, you're not allowed to complain. You know what I mean? Like St. Louis has won every game. It's like,
yeah. Of course, Andre. That's partly why I don't think you don't play him on FanDuel.
Yeah.
I do think the win and the quality start matters. Also, I think that his leash is limited today, in my opinion.
Okay, yeah, you could be right.
But it's not limited like where he's going to throw 80 pitches. It's like limited where he's going to throw 90 to 105 or something. Where instead it just takes away the 120 upside. You know what I mean? He hasn't thrown more than 104 in a long time, and this is a guy who was throwing 110 to 120 earlier in the season. Can we get a Twins lineup, please? Jeez.
Yeah, what's going on?
We won't have a lineup. Yeah, I don't like the mini St. Louis. I think getting too creative is what you're doing, Project Mayhem. Just in my personal opinion, I think it's fine. Like, sure, there's guys, they're cheap. There's tons of guys that are cheap though. Sure, play the other guys that are cheap instead of trying to stack against, a top 5 pitcher a top two or three pitcher on the slate actually, and I just wouldn't be doing that far. I actually think stacking against Chris Sale makes a lot more sense than it does against Woodruff, especially because the bullpen behind Woodruff is awesome. But they don't have much to play for. I mean, I guess you got that working for you. And St. Louis is hot, but it's not like they've won every game scoring 15 runs. They've won plenty of close ones. All right. But it doesn't mean nobody from St. Louis is going to hit a home run now. But even if they do, are they going to be the highest scoring player at the position? I don't know.
Right.
Is Arenado or Goldschmidt? I think it's unlikely. It's possible, sure. Harrison Bader, by the way, was player of the week last week. You can play him. He hit 570 and hit like 5 home runs. But the Votto thing is the one that I'm starting to wonder about. Maybe I should get a little bit more of that stuff going. That's the only guy who I'm really going back because, I mean, he has just been red hot. Like, no pun intended, because he plays for the Reds. He's just been on fire. You know what? I'm just going to throw him in as a one-off in a couple of little smaller buy-in tournaments. Votto.
What else do we got here?
Can someone else help me explain the Morton thing? Like, I don't understand any of it. I really am trying to figure it out. I would have looked at this slate and thought that Morton would be like, I guess there's a lot of guys in that range. Like, I like Buehler too, but how can I be overweight on all of these guys? Like, I guess I'm underweight on, I'm actually trying to figure it out just even mathematically. Like, I guess I'm underweight. I'm not even that underweight on Sale, but I'm slightly underweight maybe on Sale, but basically pretty much with what the field is showing it's going to be. I'm definitely underweight on your guy. Although I do have one lineup. Singer. I'm underweight on Woodruff. I guess that's how. So I'm playing a lot more. Oh, there we go. Morton's projected ownership. Literally, last time I looked, I was getting 5-6% for projected ownership. Now I'm seeing 20%. That feels right. And I am way over the field on Logan Webb. Like, way over.
Mr. Morton walks. Mr. Morton talked to his cat. Mr. Morton talked. Hello, cat. You look good.
Sorry.
I never even who does that song?
You don't know Schoolhouse Rock? That was outside your
Before my time.
Yeah, I was way before your time.
I'm usually
Not
pretty
that way.
good. I don't know that one.
Yeah, Schoolhouse Rock is that was my education growing up.
All right. Anything else questions wise, guys?
No, I guess not.
Looks like drying up a little bit. Yeah, this is the big thing I keep trying to force myself to do. Although I am gonna, in the interest of full transparency, I do have Jose. Never thought I would talk myself into having Iglesias in one of my 7-7s outside of a full stack.
Oh no!
That's how bad it is in just a 4-man stack. But this is the day.
All right. Well, good luck, everybody. Good luck, me and my monkey knife fight. Good luck in the whatever else you got going on tonight. And we'll be back. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Hey, check out. We have we both actually. I put both of them up. So we have 2 NFL preview videos up. By the way, like Bobby and I did one together, and I did a real short one myself. I just figured I might as well throw it up there, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow we're gonna do a golf preview for Thursday. And dude, what do you think? There you go, Robert. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. But what if I told you, Bobby, that the highest salaried golfer on the slate is Mr. Sam Burns?
Oh my God. Is he going to be popular too?
Nope.
Then I'll play him.
I imagine not. I don't know.
Yeah, I've got to talk to you about that. I've got to take my daughter to Santa Barbara tomorrow, so I'm not sure what I'm around for exactly.
I got it then. Don't worry. I got it.
It's going to be a little tricky, but I'll try to make whatever I can work.
All right, guys. Sounds good. I will. Hey, let's get a little sweat going later tonight.
Good luck, everybody.